Hey folks, we're talking about the Big Ten right here at bangthebook.com. I'm Brian Blessing, thrilled to be with you. Following along on Twitter at Bang the Book. Follow me on Twitter at Brian Blessing. Big Boy Conference preview. Love the summer months. We start talking football again. And listen, want to talk about some of the power brokers and teams we'll be focusing on a lot this year. How about the Big Ten? And there are some monster teams to deal with here. In bowls last year, this conference went 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. So it was a nice rebound year for the Big Ten in terms of bowls where they had struggled historically. Now we turn our attention to the 2018 campaign, and we'll start with Illinois. Lovie Smith at the helm. The freshman got a ton of playing time last year for the Illini, and that should reap rewards. But one thing that's been the problem with the Illini, they struggle against the elite teams in the conference. To try to help the cause, Lovie Smith's brought in Rod Smith. He has a new offensive coordinator, and watch for Illinois, see how the transition is. Maybe out of the gate it works. If it takes a little bit of time, but it's more of a faster-paced offense. Could be a team that you look to play over the totals as this season rolls along. Indiana, a very much improved defense under Tom Allen, and this is absolutely a program on the rise. Look to be taking the points with Indiana in many circumstances in this campaign. Iowa, always with Kirk Ferentz. He's the longest-running coach now in college football. Great defense, stop the run's kind of been the order of the day. But, boy, I tell you, the Iowa maybe took a hit, and there could be signs of regression coming. He's a great coach, but Iowa lost 11 starters. The good news is their quarterback, Nate Stanley, does return for this season. Maryland, head coach DJ Durkin. The offense really regressed in 2017. And to help the cause, a guy who's kind of like a journeyman, but Matt Canada comes over from LSU, and it is the sincere hope for Terps fans that he'll be able to get this offense rolling. It did go backwards, but they had the great wide receiver Moore, and now he's gone to the NFL. Michigan, 12-1 to win the BCS title game. Listen, the story here, it starts with Jim Harbaugh. The recruiting class is going to be good, but the one thing last year, he used a ton of youth, and he's still putting his stamp on this program. And that youth got a lot of experience, including quarterback Shea Patterson. So Michigan could certainly take a step forward. Michigan State, this is a young team that went 10-3 last year. They've got all kinds of experience for Coach Mark D'Antonio. And listen, for the cupboard is absolutely full for head coach D'Antonio. This is a Michigan State team that could be very, very dangerous again. They don't stay down for very long. Minnesota, P.J. Fleck, obviously everybody thought he's coming in to be the savior for the Gophers. There's growing pains, with the transition, still putting his stamp on the program. He does go to a JUCO quarterback this year. Vic Viramontes, he's a former Cal quarterback, is going to get the nod. The one thing you should know, though, with Fleck, he gets the troops fired up. They are very dangerous, Minnesota, as home underdogs. So mark that one down. Nebraska. Well, Scott Frost makes the triumphant return to Lincoln, where he played quarterback. This kid's an up-and-comer, just been a phenomenal coach. The Huskers face a very, very tough schedule, so it may take some time. And the first thing that Frost has to work on here for Nebraska is to get the defense fixed. They had all kinds of problems on defense last campaign. Northwestern senior quarterback Clayton Thorson is back. This kid threw for over 6,000 yards for head coach Pat Fitzgerald, who flat out knows how to coach him up. They do have questions at the running back position, however, at Northwestern. They're 100-1 to win the whole thing. Now Ohio State, well, here we're talking one of the favorites, 5-1. They get 2,000-yard rushers coming back with Urban Meyer, and, of course, incredible recruiting classes. Ohio State, the Clemsons of the world, they're virtually going to be there each and every year. Penn State, James Franklin, the remarkable turnaround for this program. He does lose Saquon Barkley, but this guy has coached them up and has them happy. In Happy Valley, quarterback Trace McSorley may end up having to chuck the ball through the air a little bit more this year with the departure of Barkley. And Purdue. Jeff Brom, their head coach, he enters his second year. Did a solid job last year. The problem is the Boilermakers were really hurt by graduation. But the one thing to mark down here with Brom, historically, wherever he is, marked Purdue down in the last 4 or 5 games of the year. His teams get better with each passing week, and you can maybe make a little money on Purdue at the end of the year. Rutgers, well, it's a revolving door coaching staff. They get a new offensive coordinator, John McNulty, hoping to breathe life into the offense. And then we go to Wisconsin. Now, the really good news for the Badgers this year, they do not have to face Ohio State in the regular season, and they get 10 starters back on offense. We know about this team. Run, stop the run, just hammer it down your throat. Great offensive lineman. Should be another solid season for Wisconsin, on the board at 20-1 to win the BCS title game. Football's not far away. There's a Big Ten, a brief Big Ten preview for you here at BangTheBook.com. Follow me on Twitter at Brian Blessing. My daily radio show, Sportsbook Radio. The shows are archived at SportsbookRadio.com. And, of course, our dear friend Adam Burke has great information for you each and every week with the Sports Betting Podcast right here at BangTheBook.com. Getting fired up for the start of football. It's not that far away.